Welcome to the green hell. Forget the Bigfoot's distant forests and the comfort of the land. We are diving into a world where the laws of nature are written by a creature that never sleeps, never shows its full form, and never misses a meal. We are in the Amazon, where every shadow on the water is a lie, and every ripple is a warning. This is the realm of the Yakumama, the black anaconda, the mother of the water. Tonight, Mr.Robben explores the cryptid that breaks the scale, the monster that scientists claim cannot exist, but which consumes men whole. Our question is not if the world's largest snake exists, but what happens when a legend that size decides you are prey. This is an investigation into the boyuna, the giant serpent that does not merely live in the river, it embodies it. The green anaconda is the largest snake known to science, a suffocating nightmare of muscle and scale. But the Yakumama? The Yakumama is the green anaconda's shadow. It is a terrifying projection of the jungle's darkest imagination, rumored to reach lengths of 100 feet or more, a living river itself. Its scales are not green, but a deep abyssal black, allowing it to vanish into the murky, black water tributaries of the Amazon's darkest corners. The legend of the Yakumama is rooted in ancient Peruvian and Brazilian folklore. To the indigenous people, she is the guardian, the spirit of the water, but a guardian demanding a terrifying sacrifice. Locals know that entering the water is a risk, but confronting the Yakumama is certain death. Her territory is not measured in miles, but in a 100-meter death zone around her lair. You don't need to see her to be in her domain. You just need to hear the terrifying silence. In the deepest parts of the Amazon, the jungle is a constant symphony of noise. The drone of insects, the screaming of monkeys, the rush of water. But according to veteran river guides and rubber tappers, when the Yakumama hunts, the symphony stops. A suffocating silence descends, a pressure change in the air, a stillness so absolute it feels like the oxygen has been removed from the atmosphere. This is the first warning. It is the moment the prey realizes it is isolated, exposed, and trapped. One of the earliest and most chilling accounts speaks of the rubber boom era. Two men, working deep in an unexplored tributary, found what they believed was a massive moss-covered log spanning the river. It was too perfect a bridge. They used it for days. One morning, one of the men, feeling unnerved by the log's unnaturally smooth texture, plunged his machete into its surface. It didn't crack, it bled. The log was the Yakumama, sleeping. The giant body began to shake the entire riverbank, triggering a terrifying downpour that drowned their camp. The next day, the log was gone, leaving behind a terrifyingly wide, flattened trail. This is not an animal, it is a geological event. The Yakumama's hunting method is not about speed, it is about mass and patience. Legends say it lies submerged, often waiting for days, creating a slow, deliberate whirlpool of death. The creature is rumored to use a powerful water jet expelled from its mouth to knock victims off boats and banks. Imagine sitting on a small wooden canoe, the water beneath you suddenly churning and rising, not from a storm, but from a single enormous breath. The water itself becomes its crushing, muscular extension. The psychological horror of the Yakumama is compounded by the fact that the jungle wants you to believe. The stories are designed to instill respect, but they now instill panic. The locals have their rituals, blowing on a conch horn before entering the water, a desperate prayer that makes the giant serpent reveal its position. But what if the serpent reveals itself only to confirm your worst fears? In a famous yet terrifyingly documented encounter from the early 20th century, a team of naturalists searching for new species encountered an anomaly that science still cannot explain. They found a clearing in the jungle, not made by logging, but by something being dragged. The ground was scored deep. At the edge of a tributary, they found a half-sunken rowboat and a survivor in profound shock. His story was simple. The boat was suddenly sucked under, the water turning violently black. He saw a head emerge, not the blunt, shy head of an anaconda, but a massive flat skull with eyes that glowed like a boat's running lights. The eyes were not those of a reptile. They were intelligent, patient, and utterly devoid of life. The terrifying climax of the Yakumama encounter is not the bite, it is the crush. A snake that size would not need to constrict its prey for long. The pressure of its coils, if its girth is truly 3 or 4 feet wide, would instantly rupture organs, causing a rapid, terrifying suffocation under the weight of sheer biological mass. You don't fight the Yakumama, you are simply erased by it. As with all great cryptids, the Yakumama transcends the biological. It is known in some regions as the boyuna, the black snake, the personification of the river itself. This suggests that the creature is not a population, but a single, immortal entity, a god of the water that has existed since the Amazon was born. This explains the size. This explains the impossibly long life. And this explains the reports of encounters that defy biology entirely. Some indigenous legends claim that the Yakumama possesses the ability to hypnotize its prey from a distance, luring them to the water's edge with a subtle, mesmerizing sway. You are not running from the snake, you are being pulled to your own watery grave. Perhaps the most haunting account is the story of the vanishing river. Settlers claimed that during periods of extreme drought, they would find small rivers that simply disappeared. The riverbed was dry, but the water was nowhere to be found. Local shamans believed that the Yakumama had simply consumed the river itself, absorbing the body of water and the ecosystem into its infinite girth until the rainy season forced it to release its hold. The creature is not just near the water. The creature is the water. It is the black depths of the Amazon given consciousness and hunger. The Yakumama is the ultimate predator because it hunts in an environment that is already alien and hostile to man. The mud is its ally, the black water its invisibility cloak, and the oppressive heat its psychological weapon. The fear isn't just about being eaten, it's about being swallowed by the wilderness itself. Scientists dismiss the 100-foot snake as impossibility. They point to the lack of evidence, the sheer caloric requirement, and the impossibility of such a massive creature sustaining itself without constantly crossing paths with human civilization. But this dismissal relies on one simple, fatal assumption, that the Yakumama is merely an anaconda. The true Yakumama is the living embodiment of the Amazon's refusal to be tamed. It is a creature that uses the terror of the known, the anaconda, as a shield for the truly unspeakable. Whether it is a single, ancient reptile that simply never stopped growing, or a malevolent spirit wearing the largest snake imaginable as its form, the message is clear. You do not swim in the territory of the mother of the water. You only hope to survive her indifference. The question is not how you defeat a creature that size. The question is how you survive the moment when that massive, black, silent body finally makes its final, crushing move. The anaconda is a nightmare. The Yakumama is the final nightmare. The Yakumama can hypnotize its prey, while the Bigfoot uses sound as a weapon. Which psychological attack do you find more terrifying? Being pulled to your doom, or being driven to panic? Let Mr. Robben know in the comments below.